Howdy folks, Dave Man here again, Roman Revolution. The last 4 years is the entailment of a presidency that wasn't or should never have been. Now I know the conspiracy nuts and all those in the tinfoil hat wearing community are going, yeah, but right. All these conspiracies, and conspiracy is one of those buzzwords that I tell you that depending upon what you know about the conspiracy will determine whether or not you think it's tinfoiled hat or not, right? So what I'm saying is that the 2020 election, all of it in and of itself leading up to and the event thereof was completely and utterly stolen through a variety of different means, but using the mailing system, the old and fast, bait and switch mailing system where you keep inserting stuff, was part of the big problem. And those machines, unfortunately, in my opinion, and again, this is in my opinion, because I've worked in elections in the state of Florida for a long, long time, need to go. Okay, there was no problem counting ballots back then, and to this day, I don't think we need the machines. You can bubble something in, we can run it through a Scantron quick machine or whatever the heck it is to get a quick vote, but we always just go back to the ballot if necessary. It's very, very simple. I don't understand why we ever went away from that, but the fraud of the 2020 election is what really has me bothered. And again, I certainly hope and I anticipate that we will revisit the 2020 election and all of the things happening behind it and how millions of votes got injected into the system because, again, Kamala Harris shouldn't have lost by the amount that she did if there was all those voters to begin with. The problem with it is you didn't see them this time. So where did they all go? They never existed. That's the reality, okay? So what happens is that you now have this system that you can't trust. A republic is only a republic if we have a duly elected president. And if there is shenanigans going on, the American people need to know what those shenanigans are and what we need to do to prevent them from happening ever again. Look, we can't get back the last 4 years, but we certainly can expose it if there was foul play. And I think as a republic, we should be doing that. Furthermore, if I am true in my opinion and in my assessment of the 2020 election, then that means everything around January 6th was nonsense as well. All designed to keep the football going forward. Because with that kind of distraction and all of that drama surrounding it, you never would have gotten a fair shake anyway. The whole idea was to get the media to be able to spin it and push in the direction they wanted to, and they did. So they are culpable as well. So yeah, I believe that if we get to the bottom of what happened on January 6th, you don't need to. You need to get to the bottom of what happened on January or the 2020 election. Because I can promise you, when we discover that that election was stolen, then here's the kicker of the whole thing. That means you have an illegitimate president. And the biggest argument about that is now people are talking that Biden never was running anything. So now you have a president that was installed illegally, and he wasn't even running anything. So you have a big, big problem going on here. And that is why I believe whatever Donald Trump wants in his cabinet and his picks and his process in 2025, you better give it to them. You better give it to him. Because again, we have to get to the bottom of what's really going on in this whole thing. And he's putting a cast of team around him, a great cast of characters, as I like to call them, around him, that is going to do exactly what they said they were going to do, because they were involved with this whole process from the beginning, with Donald Trump from the beginning. And if you don't think shenanigans were going on, my friends, oh boy, shenanigans were definitely going on. But what really concerns me is who was running this country. Who? If Joe Biden, and I said this since the 2020 debates, and the debates of that, in 2019 when he was debating, I did not believe Joe Biden was the same guy he was when he was working with Barack Obama. Okay, I did not. Something happened in that time frame. Joe was a different person, and you could tell. But the media try to spin it, like they always do, to try to convince you of something that's not true. And in reality, an election was stolen. But if Joe wasn't running anything, who was running? Now, a lot of people, say the Obama and his people were running things. But again, do you realize the amount of criminality we're talking about here? A coup of that magnitude. What that means for our country, this government. We've got to discover who these people are and just show them. Look, I'm not saying that you need to convict anybody here, but look, the deeds of what these people have done need to be shown to the American people, because people right now are suffering. The world has been turned upside down. People have lost so much over these last 4 years. If we don't do anything, then what the hell a purpose of government? The purpose of government is to right a lot of these wrongs. And I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of them to go around. So I demand that this government gives everything Donald Trump wants within the letter of the law. Meaning, I'm not saying you give him everything he wants in order to break the law and to become a dictator. No. But if he needs the budget to go in a specific direction, we need to give him that. Why? Because we're trying to fix what's been screwed up. That's why. American people are done feeling, I'm tired of being the hamster on the wheel, and I hope you are too. Can't be doing this every single day. It's just impossible. It's unachievable. When Donald Trump takes over in January, he's going to have a $40 trillion deficit. Do you understand what those numbers are? I don't think people even can grasp that. 40 trillion. That's over $150,000 for every man, woman, and child in the United States. It's insane. The numbers are ridiculous. And the interest alone on that debt is 1.5 to almost 2 trillion. And the Federal Reserve wants to keep printing money. That's, again, I know I'm probably the only voice in the room on that one, me and Royce White, but that Federal Reserve needs to go. We don't need it. We can print U.S. Treasury notes backed by the full faith and credit of the American taxpayer, and then, maybe we'll throw some gold on there as well. Get people to believe in it. I bet you we can make the United States a fiat currency if, in fact, it's actually going to not weasel the U.S. dollar and play politics with the U.S. dollar. That's the problem. Take it out of a private bank entity's hands and put it into the trust of the American people, It's our currency, not some private currency. That's what got us into trouble in the first place. You don't give bankers, you think a bank really cares about it? They want the money. They want control. They want power. It's amazing that we have to actually have this argument in this country. It really is. This is day one crap that we're dealing with. These last 4 years have been hell for people. Absolute hell. And if this rogue Biden administration and all of the people, the preemptive pardon thing, just think about what they want to preemptive pardon all of the people that potentially could do a crime or have committed crimes. It's like the only reason you would preemptive pardon anybody is because you're a criminal, number one, or you plan on committing more crimes after the fact, as they start to surface anyway. It's amazing that these people have jobs. If you or I did one 100th of what these people do on a regular basis, our ass would be thrown in prison. We would never hear from our families again. They would strip us of everything that we owned, destroy us completely. And yet, we're supposed to give these people a pardon. Well, pardon me if I say, hell no! I'm done! And the American people are done too. Now, this January, we need a strong Congress. We need a strong Senate. We need people with balls and brass. We need people who are going to do what they said they're going to do. Because 2 years from now, there's going to be another vote. And if you haven't done what you said you're going to do, we're going to turf you out. I'm done. The activists in this community is getting greater and greater by the day. And the more I talk to people, the more we're starting to be on the same page. And there ain't nothing you can do about it, Deep State. There's nothing you can do about it anymore. I'm done. And last but not least, amongst the picks, I do have to mention Representative Matt Gaetz. Mr. Matt Gaetz, I want you to know something. The American people have your back, okay? And I'll tell you why. Look what they did to Trump. They dragged him through the mud. They took a sex scandal, financial scandals, all sorts of scandals, right? The whole idea to discredit you. You're smarter than that. You're bigger than that. I know, with your wife, and I get it. I truly get it. But you are the man in the arena, the man in the moment, the man we need at this moment. We need to see you there in January. And I think, in my opinion, speakership. I think the Speaker of the House, Matthew Gaetz, sounds really, really good right now because we need somebody in the arena who knows what the hell we're doing. And that's you, Matt. All right, my friends, I'm almost reached my stop. I love you guys. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. And I'll talk to you on the flip side. All right? Take care. All that stuff. Yeah. We'll talk to you this soon. Peace.